When Alexander got ready for work and came out of his walk-in closet, he looked so handsome. In fact, he didn't look like the man Ophelia saw last night. He had a sinister look on his face and looked like Satan himself, but this morning, he looked like an angel. She looked at him and smiled. "Did I please my wife?" Alexander asked cheekily. "You look good this morning," Ophelia said. "Sweetheart, thank you very much," he smiled. "You're welcome. Are we eating this morning before we head out to work?" she asked him, looking toward the dining area. "I'm famished." So they went to the dining area, and breakfast was already set. They sat down, and when they were done, they both came back to the room together. Alexander and Ophelia had to go get their bag and briefcase and then her keys as well. They went through the elevator to the car, and Festus already had the car running, as per usual. Alexander opened the door for his wife and they stepped in. In no time, they were on their way to the office. After some few banters, Festus parked them at the office. All her bodyguards were waiting for her to escort her upstairs. Alexander leaned into her, his wife. "Sweetheart, are you doing lunch?" he whispered. "I don't think so, my husband. We just had a very big breakfast. I think that will last me until we close from work," she said. "Okay, then we'll do an early dinner instead. What do you say, about 4 or 5 o'clock, sweetheart?" "I think 5 will be okay." "All right, sweetheart. I'll call you when I get into the office," Alexander promised. In no time, Ophelia was upstairs with her bodyguard. "Bully, good morning," she greeted. "I'm really sorry, madam. Good morning. Can I get you a cup of coffee or maybe a cappuccino?" he said, trying to make up for not greeting her earlier. "Don't bother. That's why I have a receptionist, remember?" Ophelia giggled. The 3 men went around her office with their explosive detector in their hands, checking for any discrepancies in the office. Although they had already locked the door of the office, the bodyguard knew to double-check. When they were done, they informed her that everything was safe. At the same time, Bully was informing her, a knock came through the door. It was Alice. "Good morning, Mrs. Prescott. How are you, madam?" "I'm doing good, and yourself?" "Same, madam," Alice said. She wanted to leave. Then she remembered something. "Madam, there was somebody who came to your office. He said his name is Carlo Solenzo." "I've not heard of that name before. What did he say he wanted? Did he come with a letter?" Ophelia stammered. "He didn't say, madam. He just said he came to see you," Alice explained. "He came down early. Wasn't that too early?" Ophelia asked incredulously. "Madam, he said he would be back later today to see you." "All right, Alice. When he comes, let me know." Alice turned around and wanted to leave when she was called back by her madam. "Tell the others that I'm here now," Ophelia said. "Okay, madam, I will." Once her receptionist had gone, she checked her table to see any file she could work on. She started her game. Meanwhile, at Alexander's office, he pulled out his phone from his pocket, looked at the text message and read, "Carlos was here." Carlos was there? Alexander asked himself. "Put the plan in motion. Tell her why you need to leave." He responded back to the message. At Ophelia's office, a knock was heard on her door. "Coming," she said. It was Bully. "Ma'am, I would like to go to Mr. Prescott's office. He asked me to come see him immediately. I'll be back shortly," he informed his madam. "Okay, no problems. Just let me know when you're back," Ophelia said. As she watched Bully step out of her office, she picked her phone and dialed her husband, who picked up on the first ring. "Darling, Bully was just telling me that you asked him to come to see you and that his attention is needed in the office," she said, by way of asking if it was true or not. At this point, she started suspecting everyone around her. "Yes, I asked for him," her husband confirmed. "As long as he comes back and I have all these other bodyguards with me, I don't have any problem," as she had worked on a couple of files by the time she heard a knock on her door. "Yes, madam, it's Mr. Carlos again," Alice said. "Okay, you can let him in." Bully saw that as his cue. "Madam, I'll be leaving now. Let me use your private elevator," Bully requested. "Oh, of course, use it," Ophelia said as she sat waiting for her guest. Bully followed through her elevator. The next minute, Carlos came in. She got up and they shook hands. His shaking of her hand lingered as he rubbed on it with his thumb. She quickly removed her hands from his, and he released her. All the while, after she had told him to sit down, he was looking at her like he was undressing her. What an evil-looking man, she thought. You came looking for me very early in the morning. That's too early, Ophelia pointed out. I came here for business, and except it is done, I believe that anything that is worth doing well. Actually, madam, I've come with a proposal of marriage to you, he announced, and she wondered what type of a man this one was. I am already married. Look at my ring, she said, drawing his attention to it. Oh, I see your ring, he responded. You mean you married Alexander Prescott? He's a no-show and he cannot satisfy you. That is why his other wife killed herself. He can't satisfy you emotionally. He won't do anything to you. You stay with him for the next 100 years and you will not have a child. I will not do anything to you.